everyone, I'm Joey. I am Locked With Jhoey, as well as the owner and creator of JM Apothecary, a all-natural holistic approach to hair care. You can follow me on Instagram at Locked With Jhoey. It is LOCD_with_JHOEY.
Squeeze out some Mikey Spice, man, y'all. I got some things I need to talk about. This natural vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Good Lord.
Got a caller.
For behold, the man who knoweth right from wrong. The man.
Joey, you're live on the air. How are you, Joey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Want to say, first of all, thank you so much for taking a minute or two to join me on the horn this evening, all right?
Thank you for having.
All right, so what I wanted to talk to you a little bit, and I won't keep you. I know you're a busy young lady. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my little one. This is Joey right here. She miss a little one because she look little in the picture or whatever, but she grown, you know what I mean? Happy belated birthday, actually. Happy birthday. Hope you had a good birthday too, all right?
Thank you.
All right, she like 23 now, so you know what I mean. She grown. Joe, I've always seen the last time I had you actually on the show or anything like that was on a podcast, and it was like a panel discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It was some years ago. It was you, it was Javon, it was Quay, right? And we were talking about teenage vibes, and now you're grown and you're on the other side of the stuff, right? So you're seeing things from a different vantage point, but you've always been that Nubian one, that one that's championing the cause, the one that believe in PanAfricanism and a black culture and the rights and the evolution of black people and so forth. You still feel that way?
Absolutely.
Nothing changed, huh?
Nothing at all. Maybe a little more evolved.
But that's it, right?
That's about it. My heart is where it is.
I love it. And I must say, I'm very, very proud of you, especially in recent years when we had, we had the George Floyd incident and we had other similar situations. And like I've said to you, there've always been the concept, and you've heard it too, of the world's going to hell in a handbasket and these kids are crazy or whatever. But it is really the young people, yourself, your peers, your age group that stood up, right, and made many differences that are now laws and legislations and stuff like that. So I am saying to myself how proud I am of you and your generation. But you tell me your feelings regarding you and your generation, and as we go forward as a people, the impact that you would like to have.
Well, I love us. I'm very proud of us. Some of us are a little crazier than others, but one thing that I definitely appreciate about us is that so many of us are first generation American. Mm-hmm. And so we have like a different vantage point. We have, our families who are from other places teaching us things and giving us perspectives that our peers who are from here don't have, but then we're also growing up amongst them. So we're experiencing the same reality that they are, that our families don't understand. So it's almost like there's that bridge that we're able to gap. And, you mentioned Pan-Africanism. That is a big thing for me, but that also, that really sticks to my heart because it's so easy for us to reach across and hold each other's hands and lift each other up. And then that encourages and empowers our communities to do the same. And, we recognize that we are all divine and we're all one people. So I'm grateful for that. I'm proud of us.
I love it. And then, of course, there's a time when people always say we can't achieve certain things because there's lack of unity amongst us, right? They say there's a lack of unity in the industry, the music industry, the reggae industry, but particularly in the black and African American community. But I must say, when the times call for it, the unity does exist, and I see that. How do you speak on that in terms of the unity amongst us? You're talking about, evolving and growing as a community. A community is a mass amount of people, right? Not the one, the two, and the community can't be the community if everybody's not together. Talk to me a little bit about togetherness. Do you see that amongst the young black youth coming up?
I do. I think that, we were blessed to come in at the tail end of certain, I want to say, programs and things that would come on that we don't really have now. But because we kind of came in around the end of things like Fresh Prince and A Different World, and so we have a little bit of that. We're kind of old in a little sense. We've got some principles that we carry with us that are a little aged, but I think because of that, we see the value in each other and we stick together. Mm-hmm. Of course, it doesn't always look that way, but when you're intentional about doing the work and about serving the people that you support, you can see how, we are like yearning for each other. We're so eager to reach out when one of us is hurt or goes, down in a George Floyd situation. We all felt that, like, there's that collective grief that, we do know what we're all one. We do recognize that we're each other's brothers and sisters. And so sometimes I think seeing that, it's powerful because it does remind us that, we are together and we've always stood together. We've only gotten this far because we've stayed together.
Wow.
So
I love it. And I must say, you talk the talk, but I've seen you walk the walk. You know what I mean? And again, very proud of you for that. You and I bump heads as a result of it sometimes. You know what I mean? But I do see you talk the talk and you walk the walk. And that is something that I am encouraged about. And it puts me in a position to come on air and to say to the masses a lot of times that I'm a lot more comfortable with the future right about now based on what I've seen from the young people. I mean, I tell no lie. I ain't got much faith in the people before us. I ain't going front the generation before me no know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not calling him, but I don't know. So the thing, but I'm really, really confident and proud of your generation. Now, you're also passionate about promoting our ethnicity, and I've always had an issue with our people talking the talk, but then we're looking Euro. You know what I'm saying? We talk Afro, but we look Euro. And you've always been about, at least I can say, at least once you came into young womanhood and no longer a kid and influenced so much by Disney Channel, and you were your own little individual, you've always been vocal. And when I say vocal, I mean physically vocal about it with your appearance and what you know what I mean, what you share culturally. And now you've decided that you're taking it even further and you're doing your lactation thing and you're working on oils and natural stuff so that your clients can use them. Talk to me a little bit about that, because that, I must say, intrigued me a lot.
Yeah, so I've always been a little bit of a creative. I come from two creative parents, yourself being one of them. And my expression has always kind of been in like my hair, my beauty, the way I dress. I had a relaxer for about 10 years, and then I decided to go natural. And so going through my own journey at that time, I was lucky enough to have like YouTube and things like that. So I was able to learn a lot. And then I have a lot of beauticians and cosmetologists in the family that I was also able to study with. But my grandmother was also very big on like essential oils and herbs. She always, Melaleuca was her go-to for everything. So I've always kind of been drawn to that as well. And I'm very funny about products and things. So I've always liked to make my own things. I'm very intentional. I'm very careful with the things that I put on my body and consume. And so, I figured if I'm that intentional about everything else, I should be that intentional about the products that I'm using as well. So I make all my own body care products, hair care products. But yeah, as of recent, I have decided to apprentice with a master loctician. She's also a cosmetologist. She's a barber. She owns her own salon. And I am a loctician at the salon. So that is what I've been doing recently. I like to encourage my clients to really feel and grow with the hair. Having locks and just watching your locks mature over time, well, it's almost like looking at yourself in the mirror every day. You're watching them grow, them evolve, them tame themselves, them get in line, them want to be unruly and do what they want. The hair wants to go where it wants to go, and you're telling it what to do. And it's the same thing with yourself. We battle with our own spirits in that same way. We want to box ourselves in. We want to conform to what society tells us we're supposed to be. And eventually, when we loosen the reins a little bit and say, all right, nakwasi, it falls into place and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful and it's better than you could have ever imagined. But, that's source and God. That's how God has designed our paths. He knows exactly what we're supposed to look like in the end. And when we just chill and let go and let God, it's always beautiful in the end. So it's the same process and it's the same intention with hair care.
Wow. I dig it. It's amazing when that word passion, right? You could put passion in a cemetery and it animates it. You know what I mean? Anything that you put passion in comes to life. And as I hear you speak about it, I mean, you're animating here right about now. I'm visualizing here. I do its thing. You know what I mean? Here I party, here I grow, here I do this, here unruly. I never, ever, ever thought about it that way. And I've never heard it articulated that way. So it puts me in a different viewpoint of it. I had my locks at one time when I used to trouble on top with the curls, but I'm my locks, all right? So I had my locks at one time, but I never saw, it was just here to me, right? And I was growing my locks, not for religious, spiritual, any form of reason other than the fact that I hated a barber. Right? As a kid, I grew up and my grandpa was a barber, so I'd go to my grandpa, and it was a special experience. When I lost my grandpa, I had a disdain for the barber thing, right? But going to a private school, we had a barber there, which was a student member, so I didn't have to worry about that. But once I graduated from all that, came out in the real world of adulthood, then I had to deal with that. I know it wouldn't be long, before I'd have to grow some dread, because I don't like the concept of the barber. But more than just the hair part of it, it seems like as a loctician, it's like a trifecta. There's a relationship with what's going on. There's a relationship with you and the here and the here and the customer, the client, right? And you speak about the place you are with such zeal and the mentorship and so forth. So big up your master loctician. And of course, soon you're going to be a master loctician too. And you're also going to be branding your products, because I know you're working on your products. And right now, are you using your products with your clients right now?
I do have a few clients who I do use my oils instead of using a gel or like a foam to retwist their hair. I personally prefer the oils. It doesn't give you the same hold, which is what a lot of times aesthetically what people are looking for. However, when you're committed to the journey of watching your hair grow and develop, you kind of let go of that expectation. And then you're a little bit more relaxed. So you can appreciate more how the oils is just kind of caressing almost the hair and easing it into the lock and into the space, and it's nourishing your scalp at the same time. There's no product buildup because, of course, you're not using any product. And once the oil has absorbed and sat into, it's mostly a dry oil blend. There's a lot of fatty oils in there, like avocado and sweet almond and grapeseed oil. So those oils are very nourishing to the scalp and to the hair. And then, you're good to go.
I dig it. Now, you're educating me about a lot of this, and sometimes even at home, I'm being educated on it by you. Do you, what's the response as you educate your clients? Because I presume you're educating them as much about it as you are me, right? What's the response you're gathering from them thus far?
So I've mentioned before, I'm very intentional. And so my approach with it is I like to target the client's concerns. So if a client is expressing, a lot of times our physical concerns are a manifestation of the spirit. And that's where I like to use herbs, because there's, of course, the physical properties and benefits, but there's also that higher property, those spiritual benefits. And so sometimes if you're suffering from things like itchy scalp or dryness and flakiness or things of that nature, if you look deeper, a lot of times it's stress. And then when you look you can start to unpack. Sometimes it can get real deep. It can go with unpacking layers and layers of trauma. But as you're doing that, the herbs that you're picking with intention for each person are targeting those specific needs. And you can connect to, different energy points within your body and your temple, and kind of release certain blockages and traumas. So I try to educate from that perspective of what are your concerns, what is it that you're needing, and how can we use the earth to help you.
Wow. So you're a follicular therapist, if you may. Listen, I love it. I could stay here and chop it up with you forever. It's almost the top of the hour. You are chronicling your journey as a loctician on your brand new Instagram site. Instagram page, I should say. You're chronicling your journey, and all the things you curate, narrate, and pictures and all that stuff will be there, and the people can go on there and check it out if they want to reach out to you. So tell me your Instagram page for Jhoey the Loctician.
So it's Loc'd With Jhoey. It's LOCD, D as in dog, _with Jhoey, and that's JHOEY.
So one more time.
So LOCD _with Jhoey, JHOEY.
Wow. And one of these days, I'm going to come up there. I'm going to take the mobile setup. I'm going to bring it in the studio. I'm going to watch what y'all doing. And I'm going to broadcast live and direct from the salon. But listen, congratulations. Super proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Do it the right way, because it seems I gather that you're doing it the right way. And I think the world's your oyster. Sky's the limit. And you're going to do great things. Keep doing what you're doing. All right?
Thank you.
All right, love you, love you, love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Joey.
Good Lord.
It's all about homegrown with G. Cole. Or anyone that said that.